Hi guys, in the previous lecture, that is the lecture number 19, we have seen the effect of source inductance in single pulse converter, two pulse converter as well as in three pulse converter, and we have derived some formula, that is the value of I naught and change in output voltage and what is the fundamental displacement factor if there is source inductance present in the circuit. Now in this lecture, that is the lecture number 20A, we will solve some problem that has been asked in GATE exam from 1991 to 2006. Okay, so let us move to the first problem. In the first problem, it is saying the three-phase AC to DC diode bridge rectifier is supplied from three-phase 440 volt source. The rectifier supply a purely resistive load. Purely R load is connected. Then average DC voltage across the load will be. We know that in three-phase rectifier, what is the average output voltage? That is equal to 3 VML upon pi into cos alpha. And since it is a diode bridge rectifier, so we put alpha is equal to 0, then every formula will valid for diode bridge rectifier in three phase circuit. So put alpha is equal to 0, you will get V naught is equal to 3 VML upon pi. So V naught I will get that is equal to 3 multiplied by VML is the maximum line voltage, and here 440 volt is the line voltage. So to find the maximum line voltage, I have to multiply it by root 2 upon pi, that is equal to 594.206 volt. Okay, this has been asked in GATE 1995 and the concept has been discussed in lecture number 18 for controlled bridge rectifier. Let us move to the next problem. In the next problem, it is saying that in the three-phase controlled bridge rectifier with increase in overlap angle is mu, the output DC voltage will, as I already said to you, that with increase in overlap angle, what will the reduction in, there is reduction in output voltage, so output voltage will decrease. So option A is correct. Now see the third problem. The three-phase fully controlled converter is feeding power to the DC load at a constant current of 150 ampere. I naught is given as 150 ampere. The RMS current through each thyristor of the converter is. If you have seen my lecture number 19, that is the three-phase full wave control bridge rectifier, then there I derived that each thyristor conduct for 120 degree. Then what will be the RMS value of thyristor current? That is equal to I naught into conduction angle 120 degree upon total time period 360 degree, that is equal to, this will be I think under root, so I naught under root 1 by 3, that is equal to I naught by root 3. I naught is given as 150 ampere, so divide by root 3, you will get that is equal to option D. Now see the fourth problem. A 6-pulse thyristor rectifier bridge is connected to balance 50 Hz 3-phase AC source. Assuming that the DC output current of the rectifier is constant, means I naught is constant, then the lowest frequency harmonic component in the AC source line current. We have seen the harmonic analysis of IST, that is equal to summation of n is equal to 6k plus minus 1 to infinite, and there is some equation. So in the source current, you can see here that there is absence of triplet harmonics. Okay, so n I am getting that is equal to 6k plus minus 1. Now put k is equal to 1, you will get 6 plus 1, that is 7, and 6 minus 1, that is 5 comma 7. For k is equal to 2, you will get that is equal to 12 plus 1 13 and 12 minus 1 11. So in this way these all harmonic component are present. So lowest, we have to find the lowest frequency harmonic component. Lowest frequency harmonic component is, that is equal to n is equal to 5. So what will be the lowest frequency harmonic? So f lowest will be n multiplied by the input frequency f in, that is 50 Hz. So 5 multiplied by 50, that is equal to 250 Hz. So option C is correct. See the next problem. A three-phase thyristor bridge rectifier used for HB-DC link. The firing angle alpha is measured from point of natural computation that we have discussed, and between, it lies between 5 to 30 degree. Means alpha is lying between 5 degree to 30 degree. If the DC side current and AC side voltage magnitude are constant, which of the following statement is true? We have to find reactive power absorbed by rectifier is maximum. When reactive power will be maximum? See, what is the active power? The active power, we know that input power, that is the active power, is nothing but Vs into Is1 into cos of angle between Vs1 and Is1. Okay, and we have seen that Ist, harmonic source current, is lagging by some angle alpha. check out the angle between Vs1 and Is1 is nothing but alpha, that is the triggering angle. So what is the input power? Input power I will get, that is Vs into Is1 into cos alpha. Then what is the reactive power? This is the reactive power. So reactive power I will get Vs into Is1 into sin alpha. Is it fine? So with increase in alpha, reactive power will increase. It is proportional to sine of triggering angle, sin alpha. So with increase in alpha, sin alpha will increase and reactive power I will get maximum. So here alpha lies between 5 to 30 degree. So when I will get reactive power maximum? Reactive power will be maximum when alpha is equal to 30 degree, then Q will be maximum in this case. So it will be option B. Now see this question. A fully controlled natural commutator 3-phase bridge rectifier is operating with firing angle alpha is equal to 30 degree is given. The peak to peak voltage ripple expressed as a ratio of peak output DC voltage at the output of the converter is. Means we have to find the peak to peak voltage, peak to peak, that is the voltage ripple upon with respect to peak output DC voltage, that is peak B naught. This we have to find. Okay, we have to find this much. So I can say that del V naught upon peak V naught we have to find. See the question, it is saying the peak to peak voltage ripple means del V naught as the ratio of peak output DC voltage. The peak output DC voltage, that is the peak V naught. See here, for alpha is equal to 30 degree, I have drawn in lecture number 19, that is the 3-phase full wave control rectifier. For alpha is equal to 30 degree, the waveform will look like this. So what is the ripple in output voltage? The ripple in output voltage I will get maximum minus minimum, that is equal to root 3 pu minus root 3 by 2 pu. Okay, and what is the peak maximum output voltage? The peak maximum output voltage is nothing but root 3 pu. So I will get 0.5 per unit. So option A is correct. Okay, go through lecture number 9, you will understand. Now see the next problem. A 3-phase diode bridge rectifier fed from 400 volt RMS 50 Hz 3-phase AC source. If the load is purely resistive and the peak instantaneous output voltage is equal to. Now if you have gone through my lecture number 19, then output voltage is nothing but line to line voltage. I am getting output voltage like this, and the peak voltage is nothing but line to line peak voltage, that is VML. Okay, I draw the maximum line voltage at the output waveform. Okay, so what we have to find? We have to find the peak instantaneous output voltage, means we have to find the VML. So VML is equal to what? Root 2 times of line voltage, and line voltage is given as 400, so it will be 400 root 2. So peak voltage at the output side I will get, that is equal to 400 root 2. So option B is correct. Now see the next problem. This is very important problem, and it has some concept I will discuss. So a solar cell of 350 volt is feeding power to an AC supply of 400 volt. Solar cell is connected, that is the 3-phase, like this. Let us say this is 3-phase rectifier. Okay, and solar cell having AC supply, that is equal to 440 volt. Here AC supply is 440 volt 50 Hz. It is like this. At the DC side, large inductance is connected to maintain the DC current at 20 ampere. The DC current I am getting, that is equal to 20 ampere. If the solar cell has a resistance of 0.5 ohm, the resistance is given as 0.5 ohm, then each thyristor will be reverse biased for the period of what? See, for solar cell we must have at the output like this RLE type of load. Okay, and here it is saying that solar cell is feeding power to an AC supply, means power is delivered from solar cell to source side. Okay, means we are delivering power from load to source. When this will happen? This will happen when output power will be negative, and we know that output power is nothing but V naught into I naught. That is, V naught is the average voltage and I naught is the average current for current stiff type of load. So here I naught cannot reverse because here thyristor bridges are connected. Is it fine? So thyristor won't allow the current, reverse current to flow. So I naught will always be positive. So in order to make P output power negative, V naught must be negative. then only the load will transfer power to the source. So in order to work this circuit as a solar cell, what we have to do? We have to reverse this EMF polarity like this. Then only V0 will be negative. This concept I have already discussed in when I have solved the previous gate year problem in single phase rectifier. There I have given you the concept of this, that when the polarity of E will be like this, then only the power can be transferred from load to source. The polarity of EMF will be like this. Is it fine? Now what will be the output voltage? See here, the output voltage will be, apply KVL here, this is V0. So output voltage minus V0 plus I naught R minus E is equal to 0. So V naught I will get, that is equal to I naught R minus E. I naught is 20, R is equal to 0.5. So it will be 10 minus E is given as, I think, 350 volt. So this will be 350. So I will get V naught, that is equal to minus 340 volt. So here you can see that for transferring of power from load to source, output power must be negative. For that I am getting V naught as a negative value. Okay, and this negative value I will get only when the polarity of EMF is like from minus to plus, then only this load will deliver power to the source, otherwise it cannot deliver power to the source. Now I am knowing that V0 is nothing but 3 VML upon pi into cos alpha, that is equal to minus 340 volt, where VML is given as 440 root 2. So that is equal to 3 multiplied by 440 root 2 upon pi into cos alpha, that is equal to minus 340 volt. So alpha I will get, that is equal to 125 degree. Now what is the question is saying? The question is saying each thyristor will be reverse bias for a period of, see I have given you the concept in lecture number 19, that is each thyristor will reverse bias when alpha will be greater than 60, then each thyristor will be reverse bias for 180 minus alpha, and when alpha will be less than 60, then each thyristor will be reverse bias for 240 minus alpha. Here alpha I am getting, that is equal to 125 degree, that is greater than 60 degree. So what will be the answer? Each thyristor will be reverse bias for 180 minus 125, that is equal to 55 degree. Go through lecture number 19, you will understand. So option D is correct. So that's all about this lecture. In the next lecture we will solve, that is the lecture number 20B. We will solve the previous year gate problem from 2007 to 2017. So if you guys understood the concept, then please like this video. For doubt solving you can join our Facebook group. Thanks for watching this video.